Sulfur.
Sulfur, did we write?
Oxygen.
We wrote, no?
Oxygen.
මොකක්ද අපි අන්තිම ලියපු sentence එක ලසස්?
Uses of sulfur.
ඒ ටික මං කිව්වා ඔයගොල්ලන් ලියන් එන්න කියලා නේ?
Yes, which I wrote it.
Right, okay.
Nitrogen also.
Sorry?
Nitrogen also.
Uses ලියන් එන්න කිව්වා නේ?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so those I won't correct because it's anyways on the textbook now, so you just have to copy. මට අර ඔයගොල්ලෝ එක go through කරන්නයි ඕනුනේ.
Teacher, I'm hearing like a vibration sound, teacher.
That's what you said earlier. It's probably my fan. I'm
Before it was so high, I can't hear that you're talking. Now I can hear.
ඒක තමයි මම දැන් ඈතට කරා. So it's so hot.
Now that
I don't know ඔයගලන්ටත් එහෙමද කියලා. මම මේ fan එකක් දාලා මේ fan උත් දාලා එහෙම තමයි ඉන්නේ. I don't know. It's unbearable.
no, that's right, teacher.
Okay. So දැන් වට නැහැ නේ? දැන් අවුලක් නැහැ නේද?
Yeah.
All right.
No, that's not.
Okay. එතකොට uses of sulfur. That's where we stopped. Okay. Let me share the whiteboard. දිනුකේ මට කියන්න පේනවද කියලා?
Okay, teacher.
තාම share කරන්න. It's loading. ඔයගොල්ලන් first note එකේ ගත්තද print out එක? Alama, did you take a print out of unit 1 note?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
All right. What is wrong with this now?
Teacher, after this, we will be doing unit 1
Yeah.
or the unit 4.
Unit 1.
The notes of unit 1.
What classes?
The PDF of.
Unit 1 I sent, no?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, did you take the...
Did we start?
Huh?
Did we start unit 1 today?
We'll see. Depends on the time we have. I think I'm hoping that we'll most probably be able to. Depends on your speed. ඔයගොල්ලන් ටට්ටකා කරන් යමු. මේ දැන් මට තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නය my whiteboards are not working and I have no idea why. Okay, අද මට තමයි external whiteboard එකක් use කරන්න වෙන්නේ. Okay, others also switch on your cameras තමයි. Okay, we will open. Give me a second. Almost loading. Okay, so y'all said we started talking. Kola, my camera's on, can? Others, quickly. Is there anyone who's Islamic? That's a no. No. I was going to ask it earlier, but can class එක time එක මොකක්ද issue එකක්ද කියලා, but anyways around 6 නේ තියෙන්නේ නේ iftar. All right. So last week, what did we talk about? අපි කතා කරා periodic table එකේ what are metals, what are non-metals, what are metalloids, and also we talked about the noble gases, right? Then we talked about some examples for each, right? අපි metals වල කතා කරා. We talked about like more details about sodium and magnesium under metals, right? And then we talked about the physical properties, chemical properties. I showed you some videos, right? And then we started doing non-metals, and we talked about like the common properties of non-metals, and then we were talking about some examples. Examples of nitrogen. Nitrogen is one of the examples we talked about. Then sulfur. We talked about sulfur, and under sulfur, sulfur wala allotropes inwa kiyala, right? Crystalline and amorphous forms. So then we didn't talk about carbon, right? Mayum de api carbon kata karada. We discussed carbon, but we didn't write.
We did write, teacher.
We wrote, okay, carbon liwa. Mal antima liya thina sentence hai carbon wala. Quickly. Huh? Carbon wala antima liya sentence එක මොකක්ද ළමයි? Cool. Last week hitane Mayumdi, Tenuli, Lasas. Seneth is also there, no, last week? Mayumdi is typing. Why is diamond high valued despite being carbon? Kya question එක දුන්නා. ඔයගොල්ලෝ ලියන්න කියලා කිව්වද answer එක? Okay. So did you all write the answer? Hari, either way, we will start by talking about carbon. So just to like get back onto the track, we will talk about carbon a bit. Then last week, last week a few of you actually absent banane. Okay, so carbon wala.
We had us. Teacher, we can't see the board.
I didn't share the board. I shared the what? Now can you see the textbook?
Yes.
Right. So just sharing the textbook. මොකද මම නිකන් මේ revise කරන්න විතරයි ආයි board එක ඕනේ නැහැ. So we were talking about carbon. Now as we know, carbon is a non-metal, right? So non-metal. අපි sulfur වල කියවනේ there are allotropes කියලා. Allotropes කියන්නේ there are different forms, right? So carbon also has different forms like crystalline and amorphous. So so now y'all can see the whiteboard? Yeah? Pennant line whiteboard එක?
Can see.
All right.
Yes, teacher.
So what are allotropes? We talked about allotropes and we said allotropes කියන්නේ එකම element එකේ උනාට කියන්නේ ಜಾති දෙකක් තියෙනවා, right? එකම element එකේ there are two types, right? So when we talk about allotropes, we said there are two types. One is crystalline. The other one is amorphous. Allotropes කියන්නේ different forms. Forms දෙකක් තියෙනවා. ඕනිම element එකේ allotropes තියෙනවා කියන්නේ there are different forms. What are the different forms? One is crystalline, the other one is amorphous, right? So carbon වල crystalline form එකකින් ඉන්න carbon වලට examples තමයි. What are the examples? Lasas, tell me one example. Graphite. Tenuli, can you tell me another one? Diamond, right? That means when you talk about the crystalline form, ඒව ගොල්ලන් ඉන්නේ crystals විදියට. right සමහරවිට එකපාර දැක්කම පේන්නේ නැහැ. මයික්‍රොස්කෝප් එකට දාලා බැලුවම හරි you can see that crystalline nature. ඒ ඔබ හිතනවා තියෙනවා graphite කියන්නේ mineral. In your pencils the pencil what your the writing part it's made up of graphite. So ඒක නිකන් වාට crystals වගේ එකපාරට එහෙම ලොකුවට පේන්නේ නැහනේ. but ඔය චූටි pencil තුඩු චූටි කැලේ ඔය මයික්‍රොස්කෝප් එකෙන් දාලා බැලුවම it has crystal like nature.
This diamond is taken from graphite, no?
Not
from
taken
carbon.
from graphite. It's
No.
carbon. Yes.
Carbon.
It's not technically it's not taken from carbon. It's just another form of carbon. Or diamond එකක් දැක්කොත් ඒ carbon වල එක જાතියක්. Right. Amorphous කියලා කියන්නේ අර crystals වගේ නෙවෙයි ටිකක් powdery. ඒ කියන්නේ පිටි වගේ. Texture එකක් තමයි amorphous form එකේ ඇද තියෙන්නේ. One example is charcoal. Charcoal කියන්නේ අඟුරු. I'm sure all of you have seen අඟුරු. ඔයගලන් ගෙදර ලිපක් තියනවා නම් අනිවාර්යෙන් දැක්කලා ඇති. නැත්නම් වෙන කොහේ හරි දැක්කලා ඇති. Then coal. Coal කියන්නේ ළමයි ගල් අඟුරු. Right? This coal you may or may not have seen but kind of like similar looking. Coal කියන්නේ සිංහලෙන් ගල් අඟුරු. It's used to generate power. ගල් අඟුරු බලාගාරය අහලා තියෙනව නේද? Coal power plant in Sri Lanka. Then you can also take soot. Soot කියන්නේ දැලි. දැලි නම් දන්නවනේ. So they are all carbon. All of these are carbon. Carbon but just different forms. ඔගලන් බැලුවොත් diamond and soot. Diamond with දැලි ගත්තම completely different. But they are both carbon, right? So that we talked about this, right? Carbon has allotrophs, different forms, and we talked about the examples. ඊට පස්සේ අපි කතා කරා carbon වල physical properties. අපි කිව්වා සාමාන්‍යයෙන් earlier we talked about we discussed that non-metals they don't conduct electricity, they have low density and ඒ වගේ අපි එක එකව කතා කරා non-metals වල features. So carbon also have them but there are exceptions. For an example, carbon වල එකක් තමයි diamond අරෙන්න අනිත් ඔක්කොම carbon forms black color, right? So all the carbon forms except for diamond they are black in color. Then all the carbon forms are solids, right? Then all the carbon forms, because they are non-metals, they have a low density except for diamond. Diamond has a high density but diamond අරෙන්න අනිත් ඔක්කොටම low density තියෙනවා. Then they don't conduct electricity. Carbon වල එක එක forms they don't conduct electricity except for graphite. Graphite, despite being carbon and despite being a non-metal, still conducts electricity. In the future, in one of the future lessons, we will learn how. ඇයි එහෙම කරන්න කියලා අපි ඉස්සරහ පාඩමක ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. Then අපි කිව්වා charcoal has the ability to absorb gases, right? Charcoal can absorb gases, right? Then we talked about the chemical properties as well. Did we? No, chemical properties කතා කරේ නෑනේ නේ? No. Okay. Did we write අපි අන්තිමනේ diamond. අපි ලිව්වද graphite is a good conductor of electricity? Did we write that? Mayundi, did you write that? අපි එදා මැදදී බාගෙරනේ නැවැත්තුවේ. So ඒකින්ද මේ it's a bit not organized, no? No. Okay. Can one of you read the sentences that we wrote? Lasas? Because man dana mayundi nang unmute කරන්නෙම නැහැ කියලා. So somebody who will unmute. Tenuli, can you read the sentences that we wrote last week? Sentences 3-4 වගේනේ ලියන්න නැත්තේ. Okay, physical properties ගැන ලිව්වා. Ko Tenuli, are you there? Can you quickly read the sentences we wrote last week?
Carbon is sixth element in the periodic table and it is a non-metal.
All right.
Carbon is the most abundant element.
Hmm?
What are the physical properties of carbon? All forms are black except diamond. They exist in solid state. Poor conductors of electricity. Low density. charcoal, and absorb gases. Why is diamond highly valued despite being carbon?
Okay, poor conductors of electricity කියන තරම graphite ගැන මොනවද ලිව්වේ නැද්ද? No. So we wrote poor conductor of electricity or conductors of electricity, right? Poor conductors of electricity කියන තැන brackets ඇතුලේ දාගන්න except for graphite. Except graphite. Then we said they have low density. Then last week ආපු නැති කට්ටිය you will not probably like get this. Make a චුට්ටක් screenshot එකක් ගහගෙන once you watch the recording and once you write the note after that make a ඒ අදාළ තැන් වලට include කරගන්න. Low density except diamond.
Teacher, can you send a note like thing?
That we will have to request from somebody who came last week. Tenuli, Lasaswa, Mayumdi. Mayumdi, can you send the note that you wrote to the group even later? After the class? මට වෙන ආපු අය මතක නැහැ සෙනෙත් ආවද කොහෙදනේ? Senet was also there, I think. Amma wasn't, no? So low density except diamond, and then we also wrote charcoal can absorb gases, right? උන් මේ ටික පොඩ හදාගන්න ළමයි note එකේ. Because graphite can actually conduct electricity despite being carbon. හරිද? Quickly correct this. Amma last week ආවේ නෑනේ දැන්ට මේක ලියන්න එපා because then note එක ගැන කිසි idea නෑනේ just take a screenshot for now then once you watch the recording write the note and then where you need to include these include after that. Dinuki, did you take a screenshot?
Okay, teacher.
Okay.
I was there when the session ended.
Lantimitike, all right. Okay, now write a question. What are the chemical properties of carbon? Let's quickly do this. What are the chemical properties of carbon? Right, first point, carbon has a low reactivity. I will write on the board ikman liya na. Combines with oxygen, high temperatures. No, however, just ammo first. Quickly write this and then I'll explain. Done? Who needs more time? Okay, so here, what are the chemical properties of carbon? Now, carbon is usually if you take carbon, ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අපි carbon, this carbon, that කිව්වට, carbon is quite a low reactive element, right? It doesn't react with everybody. නැතර sodium වගේ ටක් ගාලා කාත් එක්ක හරි contact වෙච්ච ගමන්ම එහෙම react කරන කෙනෙක් නෙවෙයි. It has a low reactivity. And it combines with oxygen at high temperatures. So an example here is now this charcoal, right? So charcoal is which is one of the forms of forms of carbon that reacts with oxygen, forming carbon dioxide at high temperatures, at very high temperatures actually, right? So that is why we say it combines with carbon at high temperatures, right? It does not react with other substances like acids and bases. Amorphous carbon can react chemically. Carbon reacts. So if you take carbon, and when we talk about the chemical properties of carbon and how carbon reacts with this and that, අපි කතා කරන්නේ ගොඩකට amorphous carbon ගැන. Because usually crystalline carbon don't go do chemical reactions, right? ගොඩකට අපි reactions ඔක්කොම කතා කරන්නේ amorphous carbon ගැන. That is why they say amorphous carbon can react chemically, right? So most of these reactions are related to amorphous carbon. So charcoal reacts with oxygen, forming carbon dioxide at very high temperatures. We will talk about that in changes in material lesson එකේ ඔයගොල්ලන් ඉස්සරහට ඒකේ අපි මේ කතා කරනවා, right? Then carbon reacts with calcium oxide. So there's something called calcium oxide. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ඕන මෙහෙම යටින් චුට්ටක් ලියාගන්න මේ reaction එක. It will not make sense at this point, but it will make sense later. Will this be too much? Calcium carbide කියන ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කොහොමද නෑනේ. Just ලියාගන්නකො. Carbon reacts with calcium oxide, because at a later point this will make kind of sense. That is why. What is this? මේ reaction එක පැත්තෙන් පොඩ්ඩක් ලියලා තියාගන්න. So there's nothing to explain. There's a chemical called calcium oxide, which is a chemical formed by combination of calcium and oxygen. This reacts with carbon and forms calcium carbide, which is a reaction of calcium and carbon made from calcium and carbon. This has much more than that. තව reaction එකේ කැලි තියෙනවා, but this is just to give you an idea, right? So ලියන්න question එකක්. What are the uses of carbon? What are the uses of carbon?
ටීචර් කලින් අර දාලා තිබ්බ නෝට් එක චුට්ටක් දාගන්න පුළුවන්ද මේ ස්ක්‍රීන්ෂොට් එකක් ගහගන්න.
මොන ටිකද? මේ උඩ ටිකද?
ඔව් ටීචර්.
හරි ගන්න.
හරි ටීචර්. thank you.
Right, okay. So here, what are the uses of carbon? Now, when we talk about carbon, අපිට නිකම්ම carbon වල uses කියන්න බෑ. So everybody has the camera off, no? So when we talk about the uses of carbon, we can't just generally say uses of carbon because carbon වල එක එක ಜಾති ගොඩක් තියෙනවා. There's coal, charcoal, graphite, diamond, soot, ඒ වගේ එක එක forms තියෙනවා. එතකොට මේ හැම එකකම වෙන වෙනම uses වල දැනගන්න ඕනේ. This I will give as homework. So ඒක හින්දා මම දැනට I will just explain, right? So I have shared your textbook here. So forms of carbon and use. Carbon form එක මොකක්ද? Uses ටික මොනවාද කියලා මේ table එකේ තියෙනවා. First one is amorphous carbon. Amorphous carbon කියන්නේ generally all amorphous carbons like coal, charcoal, soot, all of these amorphous carbon generally අපි ගත්තොත් use කරන්න පුළුවන් අපිට production of black color ink. Right, amorphous carbon can be used to produce black colored ink. Then this can also be used for vulcanizing rubber. What is vulcanizing rubber? Then ළමයි rubber කිව්වම ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මතක් වෙනවා eraser එක. Eraser is made up of rubber. Then you also remember rubber band. Rubber bands are also made of rubber. So if you take a rubber band එක ඇදෙනවා නේ ළමයි. Rubber band එක ඇදෙනවා. එතකොට it's very flexible. But when you take a vehicle, the tire is also made of rubber. ඒක ඇදෙනවද? Tires ඇදලා තියෙන rubber එක ඇදෙන rubber එකක් නෙවෙයි. එතකොට usually rubber කියන්නේ very flexible ජාතියක්. But when you're making tires, it can't be flexible. Tire එක කියන එක rigid එකක් වෙන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට rubber වලට අපි එකක් කරනවා vulcanizing කියලා. Right? When you vulcanize, what happens is that the rubber වල තියෙන flexible ගතිය නැති වෙනවා. Then you can use it for tires and all of that. Also when you vulcanize rubber, it becomes stronger. එහෙම වුණාම තමයි ඒවා තමයි අපි tires වලට පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. So tire වලදී අපි නිකන් rubber නෙමෙයි පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ vulcanize කරපු rubber. That is what is meant by vulcanizing rubber. Now give me 1 minute exactly. No, no, Amma, don't write it. Don't write it. I just needed a minute for an emergency. Okay. මුනුත් මුකුත් යන්න එපා අහගන්න විතරයි. So amorphous carbon වල uses ඒ ටික. Then the next carbon form is coal. Right? Coal is ළමයි ගල් අඟුරු. Right? ගල් අඟුරු කියලා ඔබ අහලා තියෙනවානේ. ඒතර ඔබ අහලා තියෙනවා තව ගල් අඟුරු බලාගාරය. Right? ගල් අඟුරු බලාගාරය means they use coal to produce energy, to produce electricity. That is why we say a use is as a fuel. Then graphite. Let's see what are the uses of graphite. Graphite can be mineral, right? So it's used to make pencils, which we use. Then it's also used to make electrodes of electrochemical cells. Electrochemical cells කියන්නේ ළමයි battery, right? Battery වල තියෙන electric rod එක හදන්නේ graphite වලින්, right? That is what they call electrode. Then graphite is also used as a lubricant. Lubricant කියලා කියන්නේ machines වල හැම දැන් හිතන්න parts දෙකක් මෙහෙම ඇතිල්ලනවා කියලා. ඇතිල්ලනකොට ගොඩක් වෙලාවට වෙන්නේ අර මොනවාද ගෙවෙනවා, parts ගෙවෙනවා. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ මොනවද කරන්නේ? graphite එකක් apply කරනවා. ඒ graphite වල පොඩි ලිස්සන ගතියක් තියෙනවා. ඒ ලිස්සන ගතිය හින්දා එතකොට අර parts දෙක ඇතිල්ලනකොට ඒව ගෙවෙන්නේ නැහැ. Because it kind of slips, right? So that is what is meant by lubricant. Then let's look at diamond. Diamond is also a form of carbon. It is used to make jewelry, right? Jewelry හදන්න use කරන obviously. අනිත් එක තමයි ළමයි cutting glass and gems. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ අහලත් ඇති මේක වීදුරු කපන්න පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ diamond. Diamond is used to cut glass. And also gems. දැන් මැණික් ගලක් උනත් දැන් එක එක jewelries වලට හරියන විදිහට මැණික් ගල කපනවානේ. කපනකොට diamond වලින් තමයි කපන්නේ, right? Because then the cuts will be smooth. Glass also the same. Used as pivots at points in machines that are subject to wear away. මේකත් අරක වගේම තමයි machines වල එක එක කැලි තියෙනනේ මේ ගෙවෙන කැලි. අන්න ඒ වගේ තැන් වලට diamond කැලක් දානවා pivot එකක් විදියට. So what this means is that when diamond is used there අර ගෙවෙන ගතිය නැති වෙනවා. The machine, that part will not wear away, right? So you may have heard certain machines actually have little pieces of diamond, right? චූටි diamond මේ එහෙම ලොකුවට වටින ලොකු කැලි නෙවෙයි, but චූටි pieces of diamond could be there. Then charcoal. Charcoal is used to absorb gases, right? Because charcoal has this කියන්නේ යට දේවල් purify කරන්න පුළුවන් charcoal වලට. So it absorbs gases. That is one thing. The other one is purification of water. I think I explained this last week also. අර TV commercial එකක් තියන්නේ වතුර glass එකකට charcoal කැලක් දැම්මම අර ඔක්කොම ටික absorb කරගන්නවා charcoal වලින්. You have seen that ad? ඒ commercial එක දැකලා නැද්ද? Dandex හරි මොකක්ද කියලා මට දා කිව්වා කවුරුයි. So charcoal can be used to purify water. And also in certain filters, water filters වල charcoal පාවිච්චි කරනවා, right? Then there's something called carbon fibers and carbon tubes, right? එන carbon වලින් හදපු fibers තියෙනවා, ආය carbon වලින් හදපු tubes තියෙනවා. Let's see what they are used for. Used to produce goods reinforced by nanomaterials. So ළමයි nanomaterials කියලා කියන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ අහලත් ඇති සමහර විට. It's a very recent technology. It's a high technology, right? සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ඔය රෙද්දක් ගත්තොත්, මොකක්ද ක්ලෝත් එකක් ගත්තොත් හිතන්න තේ ටිකක් හැලෙනවා කියලා. එතකොට ස්ටේන් එකක් වදිනවනේ. ඒ රෙද්දේ ස්ටේන් එකක් වදිනවා. හැබැයි nano particles වලින් ඒ රෙද්ද හැදුවොත් තේ ටිකක් හැලෙනවා කියලා ස්ටේන් එකක් වදින්නේ නැහැ. Right? So nanoparticles වලින් හැදෙන දේවල්, they are very durable, they are strong, and අර ඉක්මනට නාස්ති වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Right? Nanomaterials are a new technology. So nanomaterials වලින් හදන products හදන්න carbon tubes and fibers use කරනවා. It's definitely much more complicated than that. There's a huge procedure. But just for the moment, all you need to know is nanomaterials වලින් හදන products වලට carbon fibers and tubes use කරනවා. අනිත් එක, one of the main features is that carbon fiber එක ගත්තොත් it's very strong but very light. බර නැහැ හැබැයි මාරම strong. That is very useful. සමහර දේවල් හදද්දී දැන් අපි සාමාන්‍ය හිතන්නේ ගොඩක් strong දෙයක් හදන්න ඕනේ කියලා. So ගොඩක් අර metals නේ use කරන්නේ, යකඩ, steel. The problem is that of course okay they give strength but they are very heavy. But if you use carbon fibers, it's strong but it's not heavy either. So that's a good thing. Metika lamai, you write as homework, right? So this is what you can do. So what are the uses of carbon? You put a star, you write what the use of carbon is. Iraganda uses tika liwa. Uses tika liwa. Right? One or two or whatever. Ilanga form එක liwa. Iragawa uses එකක් or දෙකක් whatever you write. So because there are a few forms of carbon, how about you leave around 10 lines? The high dolahako me lines tiagan lamai. Leave about 12 lines. CR book hai 12 hundred mathi. Because now that I already explained it to you, there's really no point in allocating time to write these. No, then class ke moko liyanna vela nasa kana kapara dene. So ekin dawa gedara liyan. That saves us a lot of time. That's why we need to finish this somehow today. හරිද? ඉඩ තියාගත්තද? Okay. Then up to this point, we talked about metals and two examples for metals, which is sodium and magnesium. Then we talked about nonmetals and three examples for nonmetals: nitrogen, sulfur, and carbon. Next thing we are talking about is metalloids. Now we are going to be talking about metalloids. Under metalloids, මට කියන්න ළමයි periodic table එකේ අපේ metalloids මොනවද කියලා? What are the metalloids in the periodic table?
Boron, silicon.
Correct. Yes, I got, yes, Mayumdi correct, Ashwita correct, boron and silicon. Right. අර පඩිපෙළ වගේ තියෙන ටික තමයි metalloids. එතකොට ඒකට left පැත්තේ තියෙන ඔක්කොම metals except for hydrogen. Then ඒකට right පැත්තේ තියෙන ඔක්කොම non-metals and අර පැත්තේ hydrogen උත් non-metals වලට එනවා. Then group 8 එකේ විතරක් they are non-metals but they are also noble gases. Memorize this අනිවාර්යෙන් මේක මතක තියෙන්න ඕනේ. So metalloids වල examples boron and silicon. So we are going to be talking a bit about boron and silicon, right? So metalloids ka liyala, we'll put the topic, subtopic boron. Which element is boron? Kiwen element ekada boron kiyane. What is the atomic number? Instantly you should be able to tell. Then
Fifth element.
Yes, fifth element, correct. I'm the correct, Amma correct, fifth element. Then I'm going to make the periodic table. Can you confidently say that you have memorized the periodic table? If not today, when? Because I think we've been doing this lesson for a few weeks now. So now is more than enough time for you to memorize the periodic table, right? So I will check it. Randomly one day I will check it. That unmute karagena, camera off karagena in a bed. Right? So it could be today, it could be next week, it could be the next after the week after that, but I will check it. Okay, because periodic table, it's super important for you to memorize. Because memorize periodic table it's a problem. Okay, first we'll write and then we'll discuss, right? Liana, I will write on the board. Write this. Metalloids kila main topic එක දැම්මා, boron කියලා subtopic එක දැම්මා and write. Boron lat ඇත්තටම තියෙනවා crystalline and amorphous forms, but in your syllabus you don't have it, so we'll not talk about it. Lasas Senate, are you all there? අහගෙන නේද? මෙයා කරනවා නේද?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, okay. Just checking because you guys were very silent. What about Seneth? Quickly write this. Let me know when you're done. Okay, who needs more time, Lamai? Akaken, who needs more time?
Teacher, I won't.
Okay, quickly write. Let me know when you're done. Hanida. Lamai, can you all hear me? Because I think I have a connection issue. Can you all hear me? Dinuki, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Right, okay. So, Now, when we talk about boron, there's actually nothing much. It's a black color solid. Again, in boron, there's crystalline and amorphous forms, right? Look, we don't focus on it, right? Especially in grade 10, you don't, like in O levels, you don't focus on it much. But even summoning look grades, look boron allotropes, not much. Then density, it has quite a high density, 3,300 kilograms per cubic meters. Melting point is 2,200. You don't have to memorize these values. Then, when we talk about boron, boron has a low reactivity, right? Compared to other elements, boron has a low reactivity. Api nikang air it does not react in air even at very high temperatures. What that means is that අපි මෙහෙම normal atmosphere එකේ තැනක යව තියලා යව රත් කරොත් it will not react, right? යව රත් කරත් heat කරත් මොනා කරත් එයා react කරන්නේ නැහැ, right? So that is what is meant. It does not react in air even at high temperatures. But boron, the amorphous form of boron, actually reacts with elements like carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and also some acids like nitric acid, concentrated sulfuric acids, but that also at high temperatures. High temperatures වල තමයි ඒ reactions උත් කරන්නේ. So that is about boron, and let's talk about the uses of boron. ඔයගොල්ලෝ අහලා තියෙනනේ welding කරන එක අහලා තියෙනනේ. So metal එකක් තව metal එකක් එක්ක connections connect කරලා ඒ connections හදන්නේ welding කරලා, right? So we do welding of metals. In welding of metals, boron is used, right? And another thing is that boron is used to make skin cream. So ඔයගොල්ලන් සමහර ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ ඇඟේ ගන්න skin creams වල ingredients වල බැලුවම boron include වෙනවා තියෙනවා. At least boro කියන වචනේ හරිය තියෙනවා. Boro කියන එක තියෙනවා කියන්නේ that means boron is there, right? And also this is very famous. Boron can be used to make glass. සමහර glass ಜಾති හදන්න boron එක mix කරනවා. Then what happens? That glass can even be heated to very high temperatures. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් glass ගොඩක් රත් කරන්න බෑනේ පුපුරනවානේ. හැබැයි boron mix කරලා හදන glasses ඔයාට ගොඩක් රත් කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So those are the uses of boron. Uses ටික ඔයගොල්ලන් ගෙදරදී ලියන්න. Leave about 4 rules. Rule 4ක් විතර තියන්න uses ලියන්න. Rule 4ක් විතර තියාගන්න ළමයි to write the uses of boron.
Teacher, can you say what we have to do because I left and joined?
Did you write these?
Yes, teacher.
Then the uses of boron, you leave about 4 rules. Rule 4ක් විතර තියන්න. All right. Now put the topic silicon. Silicon is the other metalloid, no? Silicon is the other metalloid. Subtopic silicon. So, silicon la tapi we'll start writing first. Which element is silicon, lamai? What is the atomic number of silicon?
14.
14? 14. Yes, 14. Sulfur is 16. No, what's better? No, 14, yes, correct. So, api samanen kiyana. Okay, let's write. So, silicon is the 14th element in the periodic table. The thing is that if you take our world, what element do you think is the most abundant? ගොඩක්ම තියෙන මොන element එකද? Actually, lamai carbon. Correct. Carbon is the most abundant element. After carbon, the second most abundant element is silicon, right? This is the second most abundant element in the world, right? Then, just like carbon, silicon also has allotropes, right? Silicon has allotropes, so we'll write about that. Before that, Leanna, melting point of, don't memorize these values, huh? Silicon is 1400 degrees Celsius. Then, apilium allotropes, silicon, inside brackets, put allotropes. So crystalline forms වලට examples තමයි ළමයි. ඔයගොල්ලෝ අහලා තියෙන quartz කියලා જાතියක්. Now, have you heard of something called quartz? No? Let me show you. May picture. These are actually quartz. Right? මේ quartz එක එක ಜಾති මේවා තියෙන්නේ ළමයි ගල් කඩලා තමයි quartz ගන්නෙ. Right? එක එක ගල් ಜಾති තියෙනවා. You don't know this much, but there are different types of rocks called sedimentary, metamorphous, igneous. එක එක ಜಾති rocks තියෙනවා. ඔය එක එක rocks වලින් කඩලා එහෙම තමයි මේ quartz ගන්නෙ. So quartz is one form of
Valuable, teacher?
Sorry?
Is it valuable?
Kind of. Right? Quartz modify කරලා එක products හදනවා. Those can be valuable.
Teacher, quartz are like a white color stone, right?
Yes, what I showed this one.
Not transparent, but it's like a white color.
Yeah, there are different forms. Now, if you take this, මෙන්න මේක ගත්තොත් මේ white color stone එක තියෙන්නේ. But මෙන්න මේ form මේවත් තියෙනවා. Right? අර එක එක තැන් වල depending on the different conditions, quartz can be different. Because quartz is more like a broad term. So මේ ඔක්කොම ඇවිල්ලා quartz. There are different types. අතර එක එක පාටක් තියෙනවා. Pink, blue, ඒ වගේ colors උත් තියෙනවා quartz වල, natural quartz. But artificial quartz, yes.
Quartz are like it's kind is like a cool thing, cool stone, something like that they use for in saloons and all. Mostly they use. Is that the quartz?
That is not quartz. අර මොනවද ඒවට කියන්නේ අර spiritual ඒවට use කරන stone එකද?
No, teacher, like in most in old styles and all in saloons they use a stone, white color.
As far as I know, I don't think that's quartz, but I looked up. Okay, I'll look it up and tell you. මම මතක් කරන එක. As far as I know, I don't think so, because quartz have kind of a rough texture, not like very rough, but I'll check. Polish කරලා හරි use කරනවද? I will check that. Okay, then another form of crystalline silicon is sand. ඔන්න ළමයි sand කියන්නේ valley, right? Valley ඇවිල්ලා silicon, right? Valley silicon. Then the other one is, this is very interesting, gems. ඇත්තම කිව්වොත් ළමයි manic gems, they are silicon. Right? මේ නිකම්ම silicon gems කියන්නේ manic කියන්නේ නිකම් silicon. Then why are they so expensive? Because of its beauty, right? It's so pretty, colors doesn't reflect whenever, because it's very eye pleasing, and also it's kind of rare, right? ඒක හින්දා තමයි gems වල expensive වැඩි ඔච්චර. Otherwise it's also just silicon. Then amorphous silicon form එකට example එකක් තමයි ළමයි clay, මැටි. ඔයගලන් natural මම කියන්නේ මේ කඩේ තියෙන මැටි නෙවෙයි, natural මැටි අල්ලලා තියනවද? Huh?
Yes, teacher.
So that is actually you have what you have seen or used or touched as clay is actually silicon. So sand, quartz, gem, clay, they are all silicon, different forms of silicon, just like carbon. Okay. So this is about silicon, and then when we talk about the uses of silicon is broad, like ගොඩක් use කරනවා electronics වල. right? ඔගලන්ගේ ඔය මේ equipment නිකන් rice cooker එකක් ගත්තාත්, ඔග pressure cooker එකක් ගත්තාත්, there are so many like fridge එක, any electronic, most of these electronics inside there are small parts called diodes and transistors. Diodes කියලා ජාතිය තියෙනවා, transistor කියන වචන අහලත් ඇති ඔයගොල්ලෝ, right? Diodes, transistors, ඔහොම කියලා චූටි parts තියෙනවා inside most of the electronic equipment. ඔය චූටි parts හදන්නේ silicon use කරලා. ඒවත් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඉගෙන ගන්නවා, that is in grade 11 at a later point. So that is one of the use of silicon, right? Then silicon is also used to make computer parts. Computer equipment වල පොඩි parts හදන්න silicon use කරනවා. And also for solar cells. Right, solar cells කියන්නේ solar energy එක අරගෙන electricity නේ generate කරන්නේ. So in solar cells also silicon is there. ඒකත් solar cells වලත් කොහොමද එහෙම වෙන්නේ කියන එක ඔයගොල්ලන් ඉගෙන ගන්නවා grade 11 වල අන්තිම හරිය තියෙන lesson එකක. Right, transistors, diodes, all of that you will learn there. Okay, so that is about silicon. Do you have any questions? Any questions, Lamai? Tenuli? All clear?
Yes.
Right. What about Seneth? Seneth, is everything clear? All right. Now quickly write this. Let me know when you're done. Quickly write.
Teacher, we have to write what are the uses of silicon also.
Yes, write that. Uses together, Liliana. Just write what are the uses of silicon and write the uses at home. done ළමයි? Okay, so I hope everybody's done. Who needs more time? හරිද? Okay. Now all of that is over, right? So put a topic. So just put the topic like this, I will explain. Alright, then if you take our periodic table, for an example, අපි ගමු group period 3, the third period. Third period okay, we have the elements sodium, then we have magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, and argon, right? So in this particular case, we are going to be talking about their oxides, right? Oxides කියන්නේ මෙයාලා oxygen එක්ක react කරාම කොහොමද ඉන්නේ, right? For an example, when sodium reacts with oxygen, what we have is something like this. මේක කොහොමද හදුනේ කියලා දැන් අද ඉගෙන ගන්නවා අපි after this part, huh? Just sodium when it reacts with oxygen, එයා හදනවා මෙන්න මෙහෙම කෙනෙක්, Na2 කියලා කෙනෙක්. Magnesium oxygen එක react කරාම හදනවා MgO කියලා කෙනෙක්. Aluminium when it reacts with oxygen, it forms something called Al2O3. Silicon when it reacts with oxygen, it forms something called SiO2. Phosphorus when it reacts with oxygen, එයා හදනවා P2O5. Sulfur හදනවා SO3. Chlorine makes Cl2O7. Argon is a noble gas, so it will not react with oxygen, right? So all of these are oxides of the third period elements. The compounds the third period elements make with oxygen by reacting with oxygen, right? So in this particular case, we are going to be talking about how acidic or how basic they are. So acidic කියලා කියන්නේ ළමයි හරිම ඔයගොල්ලෝ දන්නවනේ දැන් දෙහි නාරං වල එන්නේ අර සව ගතියත් එක්ක that feel that is acids. විනාකිරිත් acid ජාතියක්. Lime, lemon, orange වල තියෙන සව ගතිය තියෙන ඒවා ගොඩක් acids, right? But they are weak acids. In the lab we have the same kind of acids but they are very strong, right? A strong acids උ තුවා රහ බැලුවොත් එම ඔය වගේ අඹුරු රහක් තමයි එන්නේ. But of course you can't because the acids they're very strong, right? So ඒක තමයි acids වලට මට දෙන්න පුළුවන් example එක, right? විනාකිරි, lime වගේ ගත්තොත් ඒවත් acids but they're very weak acids. ඒ වගේම strong acids තියෙනවා like sulfuric acid, nitric acid like that in the laboratory. Then bases වලට මට ඔයගලන්ට දෙන්න පුළුවන් example එක තමයි සබන්, right? සබන් වල තියෙනවා නේද ළමයි නිකන් අර form වෙන ගතියක් form කියන්නේ like form හැදෙනවානේ. It has this අර ලිස්සන ගතිය සබන් වල තියෙන slimy nature. That is how bases are. All bases have this like slimy slithery nature. සබන් වල වගේ ලිස්සන ගතිය තියෙනවා bases වලට. Okay. So සබන් වගේ but they are very strong. lab වල තියෙනවා ඊට වඩා strong bases. So when it comes to acids and bases are opposites, huh? Acids are opposite එක තමයි bases. So there are weak ones and there are strong ones, right? ගොඩක් අට අපිට day to day life එකේ contact වෙන්නේ weak ඒවා. ඒවා strong versions තියෙනවා lab එකේ, right? So අපි කතා කරන්න යන්නේ මේ third period එකේ ඉන්න elements oxygen එක හදන oxides, are they strongly acidic, weakly acidic, or strongly basic or weakly basic? Likewise, we are going to see, right? So first of all, we'll talk about sodium oxide. May I will strongly basic. Strongly basic කියන්නේ එයා strong base එකක්. not just like basic නෙමෙයි basic. So magnesium oxide is weakly basic. එයාත් basic ම තමයි. It's also base but it's weak. Then let's keep this for a minute. Silicon oxide is very weakly acidic. නිකං weakly acidic නෙමෙයි, very weakly. මාර්ම weakly acidic. Not basic now, it's acidic. P2O5 is not very weakly acidic, just weakly acidic. කියන්නේ පොඩ්ඩක් silicon oxide වලට වඩා චුට්ටක් strong. Very කියන කැල්ල හැලිලා. Okay. So sulfur, this is called sulfur trioxide, SO3. This is strongly acidic. Now we have a strong acid. Then Cl2O7 is very strongly acidic. So aluminium oxide මෙහෙ පැත්තේ ඉන්න කට්ටිය ඔක්කොම basic ගතිය වැඩි, මේ පැත්තේ ඉන්න කට්ටියගේ acidic ගතිය වැඩි. එන්න මේ පැත්තේ යනකොට acidic ගතිය වැඩි වෙනවා. Very weakly acidic, strongly acidic and very strongly acidic, right? Then what is about aluminium oxide? මෙයාට අපි කියනවා මෙන්න මෙහෙම එකක්. We call this amphoteric. Amphoteric means මෙයාට ඕනියන් මෙයාට base එකක් විදියට ඉන්නත් පුළුවන්, මෙයාට ඕනනම් මෙයාට acid එකක් විදියට ඉන්නත් පුළුවන්. It just depends on the circumstances. අදාළ අවස්ථාවට අනුව එයාට ඕන කෙනෙක් විදියට ඉන්න පුළුවන්. Just like some people, right? So usually we say when you are like as a person you should be very flexible, right? ඔයාට පාරින්න හිඟන්නත් එක්කත් කතා කරලා ඒ කියන්නේ ඒ conversation එකක් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කියන එක තමයි. Let's say there's a beggar on the street, you should be able to have a conversation even with that person. Let's say you meet the prime minister or the president of the country, you should be able to have a conversation even with that person, right? That is a range of what kind of a person you should be. So you know some people they are like on a different level, like මොකද මෙයාත් එක්ක කතා කරන්නේ, මෙයා මට වඩා නිකන් හරිම පහත්, like A level එකේ. Some people think that they just condemn other people, and සමහර අය ඉන්නවා නිකන් හිතන්නකෝ එයාට වඩා සල්ලි වැඩියෙන් තියෙන කෙනෙක් හරි යාට වඩා social status වැඩි කෙනෙක් එක්ක හරි කතා කරන්න බයයි, ලැජ්ජයි, intimidate වෙනවා. එහෙම නෙවෙයි, you should like as a person you should always be able to confidently interact with any person, right? Because that's going to, now sometimes you will think එහෙම නෙවෙයි මේක මගේ විදියනේ එහෙම කියලා, but if you want to be successful at some point in life, that is the type of personality you should have. That is the type of personality successful people have, right? They should be able to interact with anybody, right? So anyhow, now aluminium oxide, this is amphoteric. යාට ඕන ලාවට acid එකක් විදිහට ඉන්නත් පුළුවන්, අනිත් අතට base එකක් විදිහට ඉන්නත් පුළුවන්, right? දැන් බලන්න මං කියවනේ acid එක opposite නේ base එක. මේ පැත්තට යනකොට එන්න base ගතිය අඩු වෙනවා, right? Base ගතිය අඩු වෙනවා. දැන් මේ පැත්තේ acidic ගතිය එන්න වැඩි වෙනවා කියන්නේ basic ගතිය තවත් අඩු වෙනවා, because acids means opposite of bases. So as you move from this side to this side, basicity, that means base කියන basic ගතිය අඩු වෙනවා, it decreases, but acidity increases. Acidic ගතිය එන්න වැඩි වෙනවා. Do you all understand this ළමයි? ඒක තේරුණාද? Lasas, did you understand this? Right, quickly write this one. ලියන්න පස්සේ පොඩි point එකක් ලියන්න තියෙනවා, but first quickly draw this one. හරිද ළමයි done? Okay. Now you put a star underneath. Put a star underneath and write. I hope everybody wrote down. කාටවත් වැඩිපුර වෙලාව ඕනේ නැහැ නේද? Put a star underneath and write Al2O3 is amphoteric. Is amphoteric. Full stop. This means that This means that it shows both acidic and this means that it shows both acidic and basic properties. Al2O3 is amphoteric. Al2O3 is amphoteric. Full stop.
Once again, can you repeat?
Yes, एक time repeat करने. Al2O3 is amphoteric. Full stop. This means it has both acidic. This means it has both acidic and basic properties. හරිද අශ්‍රිතා? සෙනෙත්? හරිද?
Yes, teacher.
Right, Seneth, did you write it? Okay. Now we are going to be learning about then the map interesting yeah? You might not find this interesting, but I love this part. Rihanna topic dala chemical formula. Chemical formula. That means මම ඔයගලන්ට කිව්වොත් එහෙම calcium oxide ලියන්න කියලා ඕගලන්ට chemically එකේ නම ලියන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා. like chemical formula වලින් symbols වලින් ලියන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. That is what is meant by chemical formula. ඕනම එක නමක් දුන්නොත් ඔයාට ඒක chemical formula එක ලියන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. So මේක කරන්න එච්චර ලේසි නෑ. First of all, we need to learn something called valency. So put a subtopic valency. Then lamai, let's talk about valency. Right? First of all, if I take sodium, right? Sodium wala electronic configuration is 281, right? එහෙනම් මෙයා stable වෙන්න what will it do? දැන් stable වෙනවා කියන්නේ එක්කෝ යාට පුළුවන් either sodium can remove one electron and become 2,8, or it can take 7 electrons. දැන් මේ ටික හොඳට අහගන්න ළමයි. ආයි chemistry ඔක්කොම වෙන්නේ මේකෙන්. ඒ කියන්නේ මේක තමයි basic foundation. or මෙයාට පුළුවන් 7ක් අරගෙන 2, 8. දැන් මෙතන එකක් තියෙනවනේ. ඒකට 7ක් අහම then it will be 8 here. They are both of these are stable. So if sodium wants to be stable, it can either remove one electron or take 7 electrons. What do you think will sodium do? What is easiest to do?
Remove 2 electrons.
Remove
Remove
one, one.
1 electron.
Yes. Removing one electron is the easiest option for sodium, right? Then let's look at something like chlorine. මට කියන්න බෑ chlorine electronic configuration එක.
Teacher, can you explain it again?
Yes. So if we take sodium electronic configuration එක 281. Right. එතකොට so දැන් noble stable වෙනවා කියන්නේ අර octet එක complete වෙන්න එපා. එතකොට එයාට පුළුවන් එකක් අයින් කළා it can become 28. Now 28 is stable. Right. එහෙම නැත්නම් එයාට පුළුවන් තව 7ක් අරගෙන 288 වෙන්න. That is also stable. So අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් stable කියලා කියන්නේ ළමයි එක්ක 2 විතරක් තියෙනවා stable. 28 288. These are the stable configurations, right? ඒ කියන්නේ මේවට තමයි stable කියලා කියන්නේ. එතන sodium ට stable වෙන්න ඕන නම් එක්ක මෙයාව අයින් කළා it can become 28. or තව 7ක් අරගෙන it can become 288. So obviously easiest thing to do is removing one electron, so that is what sodium will do. Sodium එක්කෙනෙක් අයින් කරයි, right? එතකොට අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් valency කියලා කියන්නේ මොකක් හරි element එකක් electrons අයින් කරනවා නම් කොච්චර electrons අයින් කරනවද? So now here sodium is removing electrons. How many electrons is it removing? 1. එහෙනම් අපි කියනවා sodium ගේ valency එක 1 කියලා. Do you understand?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Lassos, did that answer your question?
Yes, teacher.
Right. Now let's talk about something like chlorine. Chlorine වල කියන්න බෑ electronic configuration එක.
17 atomic
Excuse
number
me.
17, 2, 8, and 7.
Yes. So yes,
Teacher.
that is correct. Mayumdi correct. Yes, Lasas?
We have to remember the electronic configuration of
Of course.
one.
But you don't have to like specifically memorize electronic configuration අනිවාර්යෙන් දැනන් ඉන්න ඕනේ. හැබැයි ඒක memorize කරන්න ඕනේ atomic number එක දන්නවනේ. එතකොට electronic configuration ලියා ගන්න පුළුවන්. For an example, chlorine ගත්තොත් එයාගේ atomic number එක 17. So අපිට ඒවා දාන්න පුළුවන් first energy level එකට දෙකක් දාන්න පුළුවන්. එතන 17 වලින් දෙකක් ගියාම 5 is remaining. So එතකොට දෙවෙනි එකට 8ක් දාන්න පුළුවන්. Maximum, right? So එතකොට 15 වලින් 8ක් දැම්මම how many are remaining? So sorry, yes, 15 වලින් 8ක් දැම්මම how many more is remaining?
5.
Sorry?
5.
15
5.
වලින් 8 ගියාම 7. No? 7 is remaining, huh? එතකොට ඒ 7 දානවා ඊළඟ energy level එකට. අපි අර කලින් කරේ මේ electronic configuration ලියන විදිය. So ඒ විදිහට ඔයාලා ලියන්න ඕනේ atomic number එක දැනගත්තාම ඇති. atomic number එක කොහොමද මතක තියාගන්නේ? order එක. periodic table එකේ order එක දැනගත්තා නම් atomic number එක දන්නවා. atomic number එක දන්නවා නම් electronic configuration එක you can write. Okay lasas?
Okay, teacher.
Okay. So chlorine ට පුළුවන් stable වෙන්න එක්කෝ it can remove 7 electrons. So 7 electrons remove කරාම මෙයාට හම්බෙනවා 2,8 කියන stable configuration එක.
Or they can get 3 electron, 1 electron, not
One.
teacher.
1. It can take 1 electron, yes, and become 288. So what is easiest for chlorine to do?
Add one.
Correct. So I got in the chat box as well. Correct. So it will take one electron because that's easier. හතක් අයින් කරලා එකක් ගන්න එක ලේසියිනේ. So it will take one electron. එකක් ගන්නෙ. දැන් එතකොට ඕනෙම element එකක් electrons ගන්නවා නම් එයා electrons කීයක් ගන්නවද? How many? The count. One electron තමයි ගන්නෙ. එහෙනම් අපි කියනවා එයාගේ valency එක 1 කියලා. ඕනෙම ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන එකක් ඕනෙම එලිමන්ට් එකක් ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන්ස් අයින් කරනවා නම් ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන්ස් කීයක් අයින් කරනවද? that is its valency. ඕනෙම එලිමන්ට් එකක් ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන්ස් ගන්නවා නම් එයා කොච්චරක් ඉලෙක්ට්‍රෝන්ස් ගන්නවද? that is its valency. right? So ඕනෙම එකේ so let's just take a random example. අපි ගමු aluminium ගේ configuration එක 283 no 283. So this can either remove 3 electrons. Let me move this a bit down. Aluminium can either remove 3 electrons and become 2,8, or it can take 5 electrons and become 2,8,8. What is easiest for aluminium to do? Remove 3 electrons is easiest for aluminium to do. එහෙනම් aluminium කරන්න මොකද්ද? remove කරන එක. මේ එතකොට කීයක් remove කරනවද? how many? 3යි. එහෙනම් එයාගේ valency එක 3. so valency කියන්නේ ළමයි element එකක් electrons ගත්තද remove කරනවද කියන එක valency වලට අදාළ නැහැ. අදාළ electron එක ගත්තත් remove කරත් whatever how many කියන එක තමයි valency එකට ඕනේ. right? It doesn't matter whether the element takes electrons or removes electrons or shares electrons. It doesn't matter. What matters is how many. ගත්තන කීයක් ගත්තද? remove කරන කීයක් remove කරාද? සමහරට කටේ share කරනවා. ඒක අපි ඉස්සරහට ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. So share කරනවා නම් කීයක් share කරාද? That is valency. Did you understand? Did you get an idea? Amai? Dinuki? Okay. Mayumdi? What about Tenuli? Tenuli, did you understand this?
Yes, teacher.
Right. Ashwita?
Understood, teacher.
Right. Okay. So, මුලින්ම මේව අඳින්න එපා. මුලින්ම ස්ටාර් එකක් දාන්න. Don't write any of this, just put a star and write when an element undergoes a chemical reaction, when an element undergoes a chemical reaction, comma, the number of electrons gained comma removed or shared. Or shared, comma, is the valency of that element.
Okay, teacher.
Alright, so now මේ බෝඩ් එකේ තියෙන එක ලියා ගන්න බලන්න.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Lasas?
Yeah, can you tell sentence again?
Up to which point did you write?
Gain, comma, removed.
Sorry?
Gain, comma, removed.
Gained, comma, removed or shared. Or shared. Comma, comma, is the valency of that element. Is the valency of that element.
Miss,
Yes, Dinuki.
how can it be shared?
Yes, so if you take something like carbon, which mean me remove කරන්නවත් එයා gain sorry I mean remove කරන්නවත් gain කරන්නවත් නෑ like this, right? So if you remember අපි එක chemical bonds කරේ නෑනේ. So did you understand this part? Did all of you understand this? මේක තේරුණාද හැමෝටම?
Yeah, teacher.
Yes, no? So if you take something like, for an example, just an example, carbon. Carbon got it's 2,4. It can either remove 4 and become 2,8, sorry, 2. නැත්නම් it can gain 4 or take 4 and become 2,8. Right? Either 2 or 2,8. And remove කරන්නෙත් 4, gain කරන්නෙත් 4. So it's either way for carbon. So ඒ වගේ වෙලාවට සමහරට ඒගොල්ලෝ share කරගන්නවා. Share කරගන්නවා කියන්නේ මේ එක carbon එකක් මෙහෙම ඉන්නවා. It's not just carbon actually, sometimes even oxygen does that. Oxygen මෙහෙම එක්කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා කියලා ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ extra එළියේ electrons මෙහෙම share කරගන්නවා. So you know, you have heard of carbon dioxide? No, carbon dioxide හදලා තියෙන්නේ මෙහෙම. They share electrons. Then if you take certain other elements, දැන් හිතන්නකෝ sodium කියලා. Sodium කෙලින්ම යාගේ electron එකක් remove කරනවා. කෙලින්ම remove කරලම දානවා. Right? Chlorine කෙලින්ම ගන්නවා electron එක. ආයි කතා දෙකක් නැහැ. But some elements, when they make bonds, ඒගොල්ලන් කෙලින්ම මෙයා ගන්නවා මෙයාට දෙනවා එහෙම නැහැ. තියෙන electrons ටික atoms දෙන්න share කරගන්නවා. ඒතර මෙයාට සතුරුයි මෙයාට සතුරුයි. Do you understand that, Dinuki?
So, Miss, what is the valency?
Valency එකේ කොහොමද එන්නේ කියලා මම ඉස්සරහට කියන්න. Right, so that is definitely a good question. Now here you know remove කරන ගන්න හැම valence කියලා දන්නවනේ. So මේ ටික මම කිව්වේ just to give you an idea of valency. Okay, in the periodic table there's a pattern of how valency works. I will show that to you. Share කරන එක අපි ඉගෙන ගන්නවා after animal cell hari quantification hari මොනාරි ඒ ටිකෙන් පස්සේ අපිට එනවා lesson එකක් chemical bonds කියලා. There we will be learning about that in detail.
Teacher, we have to write this.
Yes, මම ලියා ගන්න. Who needs more time? Has everybody finished? Does anybody need more time?
Teacher, only we have to write this part, no?
Yeah, only this. Done?
Yeah, teacher.
Right. දැන් මම ඔයගලන්ට valence වල shortcut එකක් කියා දෙන්න යන්නේ. Right. So for that we need our periodic table. Let me just we will have to draw now. So let's just quickly draw our periodic table like this. දැන් තනියෙන් periodic table එක අඳින්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. You should remember how to draw the periodic table alone. කියන්නේ කොහෙද මේ element එක තියෙන්නේ කොහෙද මේක තියෙන්නේ. Yes.
Teacher, for valency, that part also, only the 20 elements, no, it will come.
Yeah, only the 20 elements, yes. So like this. Okay, now this is our periodic table. We have hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, calcium. Now this is our periodic table, the first 20 elements of the periodic table. So this is how we remember valency easily. මේ first group එකේ ඉන්න හැමෝගෙම valency නම් this is valency huh? May first group එකේ ඉන්න හැමෝම Mayum, they are listening? Okay, so in the first group everybody has valency 1. Okay, second group beryllium, magnesium and carbon, second group everybody has valency 2, right? Third group everybody has valency 3. Fourth group everybody has valency 4. One, 2, 3, 4. But when you take the fifth group,
Teacher,
yes,
teacher,
yes,
only helium, lithium, and now only like the part that you have marked, we can see.
can you all see it now?
We can see, now can see, teacher.
Yeah, okay. So fifth group එකේ valency එක, it's not 5, now it's 3. Sixth group එකේ valency එක, oxygen sulfur, it's not 6, it's 2. Seventh group එකේ valency එක, it's not 7, it's 1. Noble gases වල valency එක 0, මොකද ඒගොල්ලන් bonds හදන්නේ නැති හින්දා. So the easy way to remember this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. You understand the pattern, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 වෙනකම් වැඩි වෙලා ආය අඩු වෙනවා 0 වෙනකම්. 3, 2, 1, 0. So this is how we easily remember. මොකද සමහර ඒවා ඔයගලන්ට syllabus එකේ නැහැ. For an example, let's say carbon, silicon, all of that you don't have to exactly learn. For now at least. Chemical bonds වලදී අපි ටිකක් කතා කරනවා. So this is the easy way to remember valency. Right? Valency අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම මතකෙට ඉන්න ඕනේ, මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ because of a reason which we will talk about in a bit. Do you understand up to this point?
Yes, teacher.
Right. Okay. Then අයි අපිට දැම්ම ලියන්න එපා. We will write it. Now let's see why we need valency. Question එකක් ලියමු. Write the following chemical formula. So this is a question. ඔන්න මම ඔයගලන්ට කියනවා ලියන්න කියලා sodium chloride වල chemical formula එක. හරිද? sodium chloride. Don't write anything yet. එතකොට ඔයා කොහමද ලියන්නේ? හරි. මෙන්න මෙහෙම තමයි කරන්නේ. හොඳට අහගන්න ළමයි. sodium කියලා කොහොම අපි දන්නවා? ඒ කියන්නේ sodium. Na. Chloride කියලා කොහොම අපි දන්නවා? That means they're talking about chlorine. So chlorine. ඔන්න ඒ දෙනව ලියාගත්තා. sodium ඉන්නේ මෙතනනේ. එහෙනම් sodium ගේ valency එක මොකද්ද? 1. Right? sodium ගේ valency එක 1. එහෙනම් මම මෙතන ලියනවා 1 කියලා. chlorine මෙතන එයාගේ valency එක 1. එහෙනම් I write as 1 here. Right? Then what I do is I cross the valencies. Sodium tenne මේ 1 එක, chlorine tenne මේ 1 එක. I just cross. When I cross, I get sodium tenne මේ 1 එකනේ. So sodium gets 1, chlorine tenne මේ 1 එක, chlorine also gets 1. Right? සාමාන්‍ය 1 1 තියෙනකොට අපි දාන්නේ නැහැ 1 එක. We just write NaCl. එහෙනම් sodium chloride වල chemical formula එක තමයි NaCl. Okay. Is it clear? Because we will be talking about more examples, but is this one clear?
Yes, teacher.
Right. Lasas? Seneth? Seneth, is it clear? Yes. All right. Now, number 2. Let's take something like magnesium oxide. Hi, magnesium oxide. Magnesium කියලා දැක්කම අපි දන්නවා that means they're talking about magnesium. Listen carefully. Oxide කියලා දැක්කම අපි දන්නවා that means they're talking about oxygen. දැන් අපි බලමු valency. Magnesium මෙතන ඒ කියන්නේ යාගේ valency එක 2. Right, 2. Oxygen මෙතන එහෙනම් යාගේ valency එක 2. දැන් ළමයි මේ දෙ 2 දෙකම now these two are divided by 2. දෙන්නම 2 වලින් divide කරන්න පුළුවන් නේ. එහෙනම් අපි මේ දෙන්නම 2 වලින් divide කරලා simplest ratio එකෙන් තමයි දෙන්නම තියන්න ඕනේ. Both of them have to be kept in the simplest ratio. So both of these can be divided by 2. Then we get 1, 1. Is that clear? එතකොට අපි cross කරන්නේ ඒක. So magnesium gets this one, oxygen gets this one. So we get magnesium 1, oxygen 1. 1 එනකොට අපි 1 එක ලියන්නේ නැහනේ. එතකොට අපි ලියන්නේ MgO කියලා. This M is capital, huh? Any questions? Ashita, did you have a question?
No, teacher. Teacher,
Yes.
so now in the periodic table, if now they are like 1, 2, 3, you told groups, no, the easy way.
Yes, valency, yes.
So it will be only in order now. Magnesium oxide means magnesium and oxygen. Magnesium is also 2, the valency, and the oxygen is also 2. It only comes like that.
No. There are other examples, but abhi metan have we are just talking about this one example, but we have more examples to discuss.
Clear,
Okay.
teacher.
Okay.
Clear.
Okay. So this is magnesium oxide, right? Then let's look at another example. Let's see something like this. Carbon. No, not carbon. We'll take silicon. Palagan lamai. Silicon oxide. Silicon kila dakam, we know they're talking about silicon. Oxide kila dakam, we know they're talking about oxygen. Palung silicon in a methane agi valency ka 4. So I write 4 here. Oxygen in a methane agi valency ka 2. So I write 2. Both of these can be divided by 2. Simple ratio can they both can be divided by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So අපි cross කරන්නේ මේ දෙන්නා. So silicon gets 1, oxygen gets 2. අපි 1 එන එක සමයි දාන්නේ නැහැ. 1 එනකොට දාන්නේ නැහැ. So silicon ගේ 1 එක දාන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. Then oxygen එන්නේ 2. So capital simple හරියට අඳින්න. Silicon gets 1, oxygen gets 2. So this is how you write silicon oxide. Is it clear? Any questions? Tenuri, did you understand this?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's look at a fourth example. Right, fourth example, like don't write anything yet. I will take aluminium oxide. Aluminium oxide. So aluminium dakka gamang, we know this, we are talking about aluminium, Al. Oxygen oxide dakka, that we know we are talking about oxygen, O. Let's see, aluminium is here, aluminium ke valence is 3, right? So I write 3 here. Let's see, oxygen is here, oxygen ke valence is 2. So I write 2. Can we further divide this? Yes, correct. Can we divide this anymore?
No.
No. Now we just cross. Then aluminium gets 2 and oxygen gets 3. මේ ටික හැමෝටම clearද? Clear නැති කවුරු ඉන්නවද? Lasas? Dinuki?
So can you
Yes.
and again the third two,
Last two.
second one?
Magnesium oxide.
Magnesium oxide.
Is it magnesium oxide, Lasas?
Yes, teacher.
Right. So magnesium oxide එක අපි කරේ. Now magnesium oxide means magnesium com, we know it's magnesium. Oxide com, we know it's oxygen. So अब බලනවා magnesium के valence එක, magnesium is here, that means magnesium के valence එක 2. I write 2. Oxygen is here, oxygen के valence එක 2. So I write 2. Now අපි සාමාන්‍ය මේ දෙන්නා තියෙනුනේ simplest ratio එකේ. But 2 2 කියන දෙන්නම 2 වලින් divide වෙනවනේ. So what I do is I just divide both of these by 2 and I get 1. 1 තව further simplify කරන්න බෑනේ. එහෙනම් අපි ඊළඟට further ඒ කියන්නේ simplest ම තැන ඉඳලා තමයි අපි cross කරන්නේ. So magnesium gets 1, oxygen gets 1. So Mg1O1. සාමාන්‍ය 1 එනකොට අපි දාන්නේ නැහැ. We just write MgO. Is it clear, Lasas?
In sodium we doesn't divide in two.
මෙතනද?
Yes, teacher.
That is because now sodium के valence එක කොහොමත් 1, chlorine के valence එකත් කොහොමත් 1. So 1 1 අපි තව divide කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. They are in the simplest ratio. තව divide කරන්න
Yes,
බෑ.
teacher.
Do you understand? Huh?
Yes, teacher.
Right. Now here see, silicon के valence 4, oxygen के valence 2. ඒගොල්ලන්ව තව divide කරන්න පුළුවන්. දෙන්නම 2 වලින් divide වෙනවනේ. So අපි දෙන්නම 2 වලින් divide කළා අපිට එනවා 2 and 1. තව මේ දෙන්නව divide කරන්න බෑ. ඊට පස්සේ තමයි cross කරන්න. Okay. So periodic table එක ඇඳ ගන්න. ඇඳගෙන උඩින් valence කියලා දාලා මේ valence pattern එක දාගන්න. ඕනනම් කොටු කරගන්න whatever. ඒක කොටු කරගෙන හරි ඕන විදියකට මෙන්න මේ valence ටික mention වෙන්න ඕනේ. Right? ඊට පස්සේ write the following chemical formula කියලා මෙන්න මේ හතර ලියන්න. Quickly do this. If you have any questions, ask.
Miss, do we need to write the chemical formulas?
Yes, write the chemical formulas as well. Write the chemical formula කියන එක දාලා examples 4. Let me know when you're done ළමයි.
Teacher wrote this, teacher. After this, what we have to do?
1 second, so let's see if others also have finished. Who needs more time ළමයි? Anybody who needs more time, or have all of you finished?
Miss, I'm still writing it.
Right, okay.
Done, teacher.
Okay, who needs more time ළමයි?
Teacher, I need.
Okay, quickly. Plaza, did you finish?
Yes, teacher.
Right, okay. Now I will give you some compounds. You write the chemical formulas. Huh? Fifth one is අපි මෙහෙම textbook එකේ තියෙන ටිකම කරමුද?
Teacher, 1 minute. Can you show that periodic table?
Yeah, 1 second. Yes. හරිද?
Done, teacher.
Right. So fifth right. Hmm. Sodium nitride. So sodium nitride के लिए कुहामा it's actually about nitrogen ना oxide can oxygen वगे nitride is nitrogen. So calcium, let's say calcium fluoride. Fluoride means then fluorine. Um, mm,
Teacher, sodium nitride is nitro.
nitrogen nitride means nitrogen. Fluoride means fluorine. Mm, lithium oxide. Only a little, huh? It's not too much. You can quickly finish. Everybody, let me know when you're done. I'm the done. Others also let me know when you're done.
Teacher, done.
Okay, others, let me know when you're done. No hurry, but let me know when you're done.
Done.
Seneth, Tenuli, Lasas, do you need more time?
Yes.
Sorry, Lasas? Lasas, I didn't hear you. Did you finish or not? What about the other two, Tenuli and Seneth? Seneth
Done.
has finished. Tenuli has also finished. So I'm assuming Lasas said that he's done. So we will discuss. Hi, Dinuki. Sodium nitrite වල මොකද formula එක ආවේ?
Na3N.
Very good. Sodium වල valency we know it's 1. No, nitrogen වල valency 3. So cross වුණාම Na3N. Ashwita, calcium fluoride.
Calcium, calcium 1 and F1. I don't CLF.
What? Cl?
F.
ClF.
Yeah.
Calcium is Ca.
Okay.
Fluorine is F. Okay, Ca is calcium. That is 2. F is 1. When it gets crossed, calcium gets 1. Fluorine gets 2. Mayum the beryllium chloride.
Cl2 and beryllium 1.
Cl2 beryllium 1.
Teacher, floor 1.
Okay.
Floor 1, no?
Fluorine 1, yes. So beryllium chloride. Beryllium is 2, chlorine 1. Beryllium to 1 වෙනවා, chlorine to 2 වෙනවා. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් now මෙතන මුලින් ලියලා ඉන්න එක තමයි ඔයත් මුලින්ම ලියන්න ඕනේ. So it's not Cl2Be, it's just BeCl2. Is it clear, Mayumdi? Okay, lithium oxide. Seneth. So until Seneth puts in the chat box, Lasas, what did you put for lithium oxide?
LiO2.
Okay, you put LiO2. Seneth, what did you put?
Teacher, Li2O1.
We'll see. Oh, Seneth, what's your answer? So Lasa said LiO2, Ashwita said Li2O1. Seneth, are you there? Seneth Li2O. We'll see. So I got 3 answers, not really different. We'll see. තුනම වෙනස් නැහැ, but okay. Lithium and oxygen. No, lithium की valency 1. Oxygen की valency 2. So cross වුණාම එන්නේ Li2O. Yes, correct. Lasas, it's not LiO2, Li2O. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Right. Aluminium chloride. Tenuli, what did you get?
AlCl3.
Correct. Aluminium chloride. Aluminium की valency 3, Cl के 1. So cross වුණාම aluminium to 1 යනවා, chlorine to 3 යනවා. AlCl3. Very good. Now, this is not all, right? Okay, we talked about all the elements in the periodic table and their valencies. In addition to that, we also need the valency of something else. For an example, don't write any of this. මොනවද ලියන්න එපා. ඔයාට කියනවා magnesium sulfate ගේ valency එක හොයන්න ලියන්න කියලා. Don't write, just listen. Magnesium we know it's Mg. Sulfate කියන්නේ ළමයි ඇත්තටම not S. S is sulfide. It's not sulfate. Sulfate කියන්නේ මෙන්න මෙහෙම එක්කෙනෙක්. SO4 2 minus. So magnesium ගේ valency 2, මේ sulfate ගේ valency 2. So 2 කියන්නේ දෙන්නම 2 වලින් divide වුණාම 1 1. So magnesium ට 1 යනවා, SO4 ට 1 යනවා. So we write it as MgSO4. But what is this? මෙච්චර අපි ඉගෙන ගත්ත එකක් නෙවෙයි. මේ sulfate කියන්නේ වෙනම කතාවක්. So lamai, this sulfate is actually called a radical. මේවට අපි කියනවා radical නැත්නම් polyatomic ion. We call it either radical or polyatomic ion. What this means is that sometimes there are groups of atoms together and they have a charge. Atoms ගොඩක් එකතු වෙලා එක group එකක් විදිහට ඉන්නේ. ඒතකොට තනි තනියෙන් නෙවෙයි. දැන් මෙතන සල්ෆේට් වල සල්ෆයි ඔක්සිජන් හතරයි තනි තනියෙන් නෙවෙයි ඉන්නේ. They function together and they have a charge together. ඒ set එකට එකට charge එකක් තියෙනවා. Those are called radicals or polyatomic ions. Now, if I share your textbook, these are all the polyatomic ions or radicals that you have to memorize, right? Let's look at each and every one of these. First, we have something called ammonium. Ammonium can NH4 plus. Plus කියන මෙතන 1 නේ. 1 එක අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් දන්නේ නැත්නම් 1 plus කියලානේ දාන්නේ. So 1 කියන එක දාන්න නැති හින්දා we just write it as plus. එයාගේ valence එක 1. Hydronium කියලා ඉන්නවා H3O plus. එයාගේ valence එකත් 1. Nitrate NO3 minus. එයාගේ valence එකත් 1. Hydrogen carbonate, or we also call it bicarbonate, HCO3 minus. එයාගේ valence එක 1. Hydroxide means OH minus. එයාගේ valence එකත් 1. Permanganate MnO4 minus, valency 1. Hydrogen sulfate or bisulfate HSO4 minus, valency 1. Now if you look at all of these,
Teacher, we have to remember this.
yes, actually yes, you have to. Mang organic hydroxide.
All the chemical formulas.
Yes. That's the good news. So when I say hydroxide, ඔයගන්ට මතකෙන් ලියන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ OH minus කියලා. When I say hydrogen carbonate, ඔයාට මේක ලියන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. Anyhow, ළමයි, now look at this carefully. NH4 plus, H3O plus මෙතන කියන්නේ නිකම් plus තියනවා කියන්නේ 1 නේ. මෙතන plus එක කියන්නේ 1. මේ හැම එකෙම නිකම් minus තියනවා කියන්නේ ඔක්කොම ඇවිල්ලා 1, right?
This part, can you again explain?
The radicals, no, so make now, as I said earlier, radicals are a group of atoms and they have a charge together. So here all of these මේගොල්ලන්ගේ මේ නිකම් plus minus එහෙමනේ තියෙන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ number එකක් නැහැනේ මෙතන. number එකක් නැහැ කියන්නේ මේ හැමෝටම තියෙන්නේ 1 1 1 1. They all have 1. That is why 1 තිබ්බාම සමහර ලියන්නේ නැහැනේ. So all of these have 1. So whether it's plus or minus is not important, right? All of these, either it's plus 1, 1 plus or 1 minus, they all have 1. එහෙනම් ඒගොල්ලෝ හැමෝගෙම valence එක 1. valence එක කටපාඩම් කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. නමයි chemical formula එකයි කටපාඩම් කරාම valence එක automatically මෙතන උඩින් charge එකෙන් ගන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So ammonium, hydronium, nitrate, bicarbonate, hydroxide, permanganate, bisulfate, all of these have a valency of 1. Then let's look at the next batch. We have chromate, CrO4 2 minus. That one with 2 minus then. Then we have dichromate, Cr2O7 2 minus. Sulfate, SO4 2 minus. Carbonate, CO3 2 minus. මේගොල්ලන් හැමෝගෙම charge එක තියෙන 2. එහෙනම් that means their valencies are 2. All of them have a valency of 2, right? Finally, we have phosphate. Okay, I will explain that. So phosphate ला තියෙන PO4 3 minus, it's 3. So අපි දානවා 3 කියලා, right? So that is how we get the valencies. Mena set you have to memorize, right? So what is the question? In textbook page 76, yes, phosphorus valency 3 කියලා දාते हैं, but there's also an extra valency 5. Sulfur valency 2 කියලා දාते हैं, but there's also an extra valency 6. Chlorine valency 1 කියලා දාලා තියෙනවා, but there's an extra valency 7. Yes, true. But you don't get to write chemical compounds. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් හිතන්නකෝ අපිට phosphorus hari sulfur hari chlorine hari තියෙන එකක you get to write a chemical compound, the name of the chemical compound. They are ඕගන්ට A valence එක දාලා ලියන්නේ නැහැ syllabus එකේ. It's in the teacher's guide as well. ඕගන්ට මෙන්න මේ valencies ටික where's the whiteboard? Yes. ඕගන්ට මෙන්න now if you take actually මේ phosphorus වලට එම extra valence, phosphorus के valence එක 3 නේ. phosphorus के valence එක 3, but it also has an extra valency 5. එකක් මෙතනින්ම මේකෙම ලියා ගන්නවා. but ඒක ඔයගලන්ට එන්නේ නැහැ questions. Now sulfur වල valency එක 2, but it has an extra valency. සමහර වෙලාවට විතරක් use කරන valency එකක් තියෙනවා 6 කියලා. Chlorine වල valency 1, but there's also that's a good question Mayundiya. Chlorine wala valency 1, but there's also an extra valency 7. However, this extra valency situation, phosphorus wala 5, sulfur wala 6, chlorine wala 7 kino uganda use karana enne naha. They cannot and will not give you any questions for sure. Okay. So just because it's there, just to know, we'll write it, but ahane naha. Mechara kalata halat naha, they will not ask for sure. Then lamai, now you have the textbook no? Textbook eke ara radicals table එක තියෙන පිටුව which is 78. Page 78 හරවගෙන තියාගන්න. Now we will talk about some more chemical formula. දැන් අපි 9 ෙන් නැවතුවේ මෙතනනේ 9 වලින් නැවතුවේ. So we will write 10. Don't write. මම වෙනස් කරයි ඒක න ලියන්න එපා. Now I will talk about magnesium sulfate again. Magnesium sulfate wala, now we know magnesium is there because magnesium magnesium තියෙනවනේ, magnesium is there. Sulfate කියලා එකක් polyatomic ion table එකේ තියෙනවා. Sulfate SO4 2-. Now lamai, first we'll see magnesium ge valency එක. Magnesium is here, therefore its valency is 2. එහෙනම් magnesium ge valency එක 2. Sulfate wala ඔයාට දැන් මේක SO4 2- කියලා මතකයි නම් මෙන්න මේ charge එකේ තියෙන number එක තමයි ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ valence එක. So මේකේ තියෙන 2- නේ, එහෙනම් යාගේ valence එක 2. So they both can be divided by 2. So we get 1 1. එහෙනම් magnesium to 1 යනවා, sulfate to 1 යනවා. So we write as magnesium 1 එක දාන්න ඕනේ නෑනේ. So we write as magnesium sulfate. Did all of you understand this one?
Teacher, I understood the before valency part. The other part I didn't understand, teacher.
So here all now before we were only talking about singular atoms, right? But here we are talking about groups of atoms with a charge. If you take sulfate is made of 1 sulfur and 4 oxygens. It functions as one group. මෙයා මෙතන atoms කීපයක් හිටියට මෙයා එක්කෙනෙක් විදිහට තමයි function වෙන්නේ with a charge of 2-, right? ඒ වගේ වෙලාවට අපි කරන්නේ නම් magnesium අවුලක් නැහැනේ. Sulfate වල you write it as SO4 2-. Now here whatever the charge you have here, a charge එකේ තියෙන number එක තමයි යාගේ valency එක. So for an example SO4 2-, the charge is 2-. එතන number එක 2. එහෙනම් sulfate ගේ valency එක 2. ඊටු ටික normal විදිහටම කරනවා. So 2 2 තියෙනවා, that means they both can be divided by 2, then you get 1 1. ඊට පස්සේ cross කරාම magnesium ට 1 එනවා. SO4 කියන මුළු එක්කෙනාටම 1 එනවා. So 1 කියන එක you don't have to write no, so you just write it as MgSO4. Clear the lamai? Lasas, did you have any question?
Why we don't take 2?
Because now මෙයාගේ charge එක 2 හින්දා. Its charge is 2. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කාට හරි 2 minus ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා කියන්නේ වැඩිපුර minus charges දෙකක් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා කියන එකනේ. වැඩිපුර minus charges දෙකක් brightness is too much. වැඩිපුර minus charges දෙකක් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා කියන්නේ යාට වැඩිපුර electrons දෙකක් ඇවිල්ලා. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙයා this has gained 2 electrons. 2 electrons දෙකක් gain කළා. ඒතර electrons කීයක් gain කළාද? 2. එහෙනම් යාගේ valence එක 2. එහෙම තමයි අපි ඒක තේරුම් ගන්න. Okay. Did you get it, classes?
Yes, teacher.
Teacher, can you give another example?
Yes,
like
yes, of course, we'll do more
Yes,
examples.
teacher.
But this one is okay for now, no? Okay, so we'll be doing more examples. So if you take another one, like I will take pegamo sodium chromate, no carbonate.
teacher, this polyatomic that table we have to memorize and
Yes,
no?
yes, you have to memorize that. As I said earlier, you have to memorize that with the name and the chemical formula. So sodium, we know it's Na, යාගේ valence එක 1. Carbonate, polyatomic ion table එකේ තියෙනවා carbonate is CO3 2 minus. So එහෙනම් යාගේ valence එක 2. So here carbonate CO3 2 minus කියලා තියෙන මෙහෙම charge එකක් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා කියන්නේ මේ carbonate කියන group එකට negative charges දෙකක් extra ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. Now we know negative charges means electrons. ඒ කියන්නේ carbonate කියන මේ group එකට electrons දෙකක් extra ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. That means මේ carbonate කියන group එක it has gained 2 electrons. අපි කියවනේ මොකක් හරි ඕනම කෙනෙක් remove කරන හරි gain කරන හරි share කරන හරි electrons ගාන තමයි valence කියන්නේ කියලා. So මේ CO3 කියන group එක 2 electrons gain කළානේ. So how many electrons? 2. එහෙනම් යාගේ valence එක 2. ඒකයි අපි මේ මෙතන තියෙන number එක කෙලින්ම valence වලට ගන්නෙ. Right? So then the valency of carbonate is 2. මේ දෙනවා තව further simplify කරන්න බෑ. So sodium ට 2 වෙනවා, carbonate ට 1 වෙනවා. So sodium gets 2, carbonate gets 1, so you don't have to write no 1 එක. You just write carbonate. Is this clear, Amai?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, anybody has any questions? I will move on to the other one. ඊළඟට මම move on වෙන්නම්. ඊට පස්සේ we'll see. I will take calcium hydroxide. Calcium තියනවා කිව්වම අපි දන්නවා what is calcium. We know calcium is Ca. ඒක අපේ periodic table එකේ තියෙනවානේ. Hydroxide කෙනෙක් න අපේ periodic table එකේ නෑ, but it's in our polyatomic ion table. OH minus. So calcium ගේ valence එක නම් periodic table එක අපි දැන් ඉගෙන ගත්ත pattern එකක්. So calcium ගේ valence is 2. Hydroxide වල මෙතන නිකම් minus තියෙනවා කියන්නේ 1 minus නේ තියෙන්නේ. That means එයාගේ valence එක 1. Right? So calcium gets 1, OH gets 1. Sorry, 2. So calcium gets 1 එකවා දාන්න ඕනේ නෑනේ. You just keep it. OH get 2. So OH ට 2 හම්බ වෙනවා. එතන මෙහෙමනේ ලියන්නේ. දැන් මෙතන ළමයි ඔයා මේ 2 දාලා තියෙන විදියට it seems as if only hydrogen has 2. යා hydrogen තමයි මේ 2 එක දාලා තියෙන්නේ වගේ. But in reality මේ OH කියන මුළු එක්කෙනාටම තමයි මේ 2 කියන එක ආවේ. එහෙනම් මේ වගේ වෙලාවක you have to put a bracket and put 2. එතකොට දන්නවා මේ OH කියන මුළු එක්කෙනාටම තමයි මේ 2 එක ආවේ කියලා. Is that clear?
Yes, teacher.
Right. Seneth, is it clear? The brightness is too much, I think. My eyes are hurting. Okay.
Teacher, now now for like example, cal like if we take another example, C, yeah, calcium, it is 4 and OH is 3. Like
You can't just put any number you want. Calcium ke valency 2. It will never
no,
be 2.
any other
Let's say randomly hari ko x ke lekkenak inno y ke lekkenak inno x ke valency is 4, y ke is what?
like 3 or something.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, we are
like
coming for examples like yes, tell me.
yeah, like before calcium hydroxide, um like that, will it come like in brackets, two brackets and all?
Yes, yes. That is possible. So for an example, if you take something like that may examples se kata karang yaddi ban eතකොට මේ වගේ වෙයි. So we will take another one like 13 අපි ගමු. Let's take magnesium phosphate. Magnesium phosphate. So we know magnesium is magnesium Mg. Phosphate is on your polyatomic ion table, that is PO4 3 minus. Magnesium की valency periodic table එක අපි ඉගෙන ගත්ත pattern එක, so it's 2. Phosphate की මෙතන 3 minus නේ තියන්නේ. 3 minus තියනවා කියන්නේ what is the number there? It's 3. So phosphates gets the valency 3. Now 2 and 3 තියන්නේ. This cannot be further simplified. එහෙනම් magnesium to 3 එනවා, phosphate to 2 එනවා. So we write as magnesium gets 3, phosphate gets 2. දැන් මේ මුළු phosphate එකටමනේ 2 එන්නේ. එහෙනම් you have to put a bracket. දාලා තමයි 2 දාන්නේ. එතකොට අපි දන්නවා මේ මුළු phosphate එකටම තමයි 2 ගිහිලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා. Is this clear? Ashwita, did this answer your
Yes,
question?
yes, teacher.
Right. Tenuli, did you understand this?
Yes.
Right. Let me just take one more example before we try some questions. මෙහෙම කෙනෙක් ගත්තොත් now here ammonium කියන එක්කෙනාව polyatomic ion table එකේ ඉන්නවා. That is NH4 plus.
Teacher, from the polyatomic table, we can get two radicals, right?
Yeah, possible. I will give some more examples. Ogan try කරන්න ඒවා දෙන්න. Ammonium NH4 plus, fluorine we know it's F. So මෙතන plus කියන්නේ 1 නේ තියෙන්නේ. එහෙනම් මෙයාගේ valence එක 1, fluorine ගේ valence එකත් 1. Then we get this as 1 1. So NH4 to 1 හම්බ වෙනවා. එතකොට you don't have to write anything, just you put NH4. F ටත් 1 හම්බ වෙනවා, you just put F like this. So this is ammonium fluoride. Okay, quickly start writing this lamai. If you have any questions, you ask. මේ 10 11 කියලා දැන් අරක 9 වෙනකන් අපි ඉවර කරේ. So 10 ඉඳන් මේ ටික ලියන්න. Quickly. Ashwita, were you sleeping? Okay, quickly write lamai. Let me know when you're done. Quickly write. I will give you a minute.
Teacher,
Yes, Lasas.
in calcium hydroxide,
Hmm?
why the hydroxide put in brackets?
That is because now if we don't put brackets, here, see, here if we don't put bracket, it will look like this, right? Then it seems as if this 2 only belongs to hydrogen. But in reality, this 2 belongs to both O and H together. Okay, that is why we have to put a bracket and make it clear that this 2 belongs to both O and H. මෙහෙම දැම්මොත් නිකන් H එක විතරයි වගේ. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Okay, quickly write.
Isha, finish. Isha, are we starting the first chapter next week?
Lama, can you all hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Did somebody ask something?
I asked Isha that are we doing the first chapter today or the next
No,
week?
obviously today we don't have time. But today finally we're done with the third lesson. Our third lesson is quite a long lesson, right? මේ අතන grade 10 part 1 එකේ තියෙන chemistry lessons ඔක්කොම දිග ඒවා. This one and then in the future we'll come across a lesson called chemical bonds, which is a long lesson. Then we will do changes in matter, which is a long lesson. So මේ දිග ඒවා ටික අපි ඉක්මනට ඉවර කරගන්න එක හොඳයි. Good thing that we did the second lesson and the third lesson and got it over with. Then first lesson එකේ ඉතින් biology will no choice ඒක අපි කොහොමත්
So
කරා.
Isha,
how many lessons belong to first term?
First term එකේ ඔයගලන්ට friction එනවා, for Newton laws of motion එනවා, and you will also get animal and plant and animal cell up until the sixth lesson. But if in the first term if you get school papers, depends on what you have done. ඕගොල්ලන් කරපු තැනට ඉස්කෝලෙන් නම් papers දෙන්නේ. But first term එකට animal and plant cell lesson එක ඉවරනකම් ටික තමයි එන්න ඕනේ. හරිද ළමයි මේක ඉවරද හැමෝම ලියලා?
We can cover them all.
Sorry.
Isha, chemistry or biology or physics is interesting in science.
That depends because people have different tastes. I personally, my favorite is either biology or chemistry, but there are people who like physics more. It depends on like some allowed to go to mathematics, but they prefer physics. Study kind of prefer biology. But all three are far interesting. Yes, that's us.
We can cover the first term before May.
Before May. Yes. Because ළමයි අපි දැන් මං කියවනේ දිග පාරන්ට ඉවරයි. Okay. අපි දැන් unit 1 එක ඉවර කරනවානේ. unit 1 එකත් ඉවර කරාට පස්සේ all the long lessons are over. ඊට පස්සේ අපිට තියෙන්නේ Newton laws is just I would say 1 hour 1.5 hours වගේ තමයි යන්නේ lesson එක ඉවර කරන්න. Friction again same. Then plant and animal cell එකෙත් කරන්න ලොකුවට නෑ. Study කරන්න උගන්න තියෙනවා but there's nothing much to teach. They are all short lessons.
Hey, all physics, no? Newton laws of motion and
Yes.
friction.
Teacher, but our term exam, first term exam is on the first, 20th of March.
20th of March. Okay, by 20th of March, we'll be done with this lesson. We'll be done with the first lesson and we'll be done with Newton laws and friction. 28th March.
20th of March, 20.
20th. So that means we have one more week. No, ඒ වෙද්දී අපිට first lesson එක නම් ඉවර කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි. We'll see.
No, like We also have finished up to the first three lessons, and the fourth lesson we have started doing.
එහෙනම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ස්කූල් පේපර්ස් එනවා නම් කරපු ටික වෙනකන් විතරක් එයි.
School papers only, teacher, for us all time.
Yeah, okay. So then they will only give what you have done. Anyhow, something that I want to tell you guys is we have to pick up the speed. I feel like we have gotten slightly slower, which is okay, it happens, but අපි චුට්ටක් අපේ speed එක වැඩි කරොත් it will be better. So,
Okay, done.
yes,
Finish, teacher.
right, okay. So we will try some more, let's try to write some more valencies. So this is your textbook. I will ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ exercise එක. දැන් මම මේකට worksheet එකක් එවනවා ඔයගලන්ට this week. Yes, this week. So try doing මම කීපයක් දෙන්නම් because අපිට එච්චර වෙලාව නැති හින්දා. Do the third one, fifth one, seventh one, eighth one. Do these four quickly before
So
the
we
class.
finished this lesson. Did we finish this
Yeah, we
lesson?
finished the lesson, yes. Quickly do these four.
Teacher, what did you mark? I can't see it. Oh, I can see it.
Sorry, I was on mute and speaking. Remember, you will respond करने का. Can see now, no?
Teacher.
Right. Okay. Quickly do.
Teacher, finished.
Others?
Done.
Said, are you still doing? Finish. Okay, who else needs more time? Lasas, Tenuli,
Done, teacher.
Mayumdi, Dinuki?
Done, teacher.
Okay, Mayumdi also done. Okay, we'll discuss. First, we'll discuss calcium phosphate. Calcium is Ca, phosphate means PO4 3 minus. Calcium give valence 2, phosphate give valence 3. So when we cross it, calcium gets 3, phosphate gets 2. So
Ca3 in brackets, PO4,
yeah,
and 2.
2. So you have to put brackets for sure. That is calcium phosphate. Then if you take aluminium nitrate, we have aluminium, we have NO3 minus. Aluminium give valency 3, nitrate give valency 1, and you cross it. Aluminium to 1 එනවා, which you don't have to write. Nitrate to 3 එනවා. එතකොට අපි bracket එකක් දාලා තමයි මෙයාව ලියන්න ඕනේ. Like this. කවුද drop උනේ අශ්විතා? Then calcium chromate. Calcium chromate is CrO4 2 minus. Calcium has valency 2, chromate also has valency 2. 2 can then now 2 and divide vela you get 1. So calcium gets 1, chromate gets 1. So calcium to 1 enawa, chromate tat 1 enawa. So you just write it like this. Sorry. Then ammonium dichromate. Ammonium is NH4 plus. Dichromate is Cr2O7 2 minus. So ammonium give valency 1, dichromate give valency 2. When you cross it, ammonium to 2 right? The entire ammonium radical gets 2. එහෙනම් ඔයා bracket එකක් දාන්න ඕනේ. Ammonium gets 2. Dichromate. Did all of you get these, Lamai? Anything that you didn't understand or anything that you want me to explain? Mayumdi?
Teacher,
Yes.
last one was wrong.
Last one was?
Wrong. I did wrong.
Sorry, you did?
Wrong.
Was it wrong? Do you understand how it's done now?
Oh, teacher, why made it put 2 in ammonium?
I දැන් මෙතන ammonium ගේ valency 1 නේ. මග 1 plus විතරයිනේ තියෙන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙතන 1 plus නේ තියෙන්නේ. So ammonium ගේ valency එක 1. Dichromate ගේ valency එක 2 නේ. එහෙනම් ඊට පස්සේ මෙයාගේ 1 මෙයාගේ 2 කියලා ඊළඟ we cross no. So ammonium gets 2, chromate gets 1. මේ විතර ammonium මුළු එකටම 2 ආවා. Dichromate 1 ආවා. 1 එක ලියන්න ඕනේ. You just write dichromate. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay. Make corrections quickly. So Lamai, next week also we have the class from 7 to 10. I don't feel like it's too much time actually. අද නම් අතන වෙලාව ඉක්මනට ගියා වගේ මට දැනුනේ. So next week also we have it from 7 to 10. After that, the usual time 9:30 තමයි after that. මේ week එකේ මම ඔයගලන්ට මේ lesson එකේ worksheet එක වන්නේ නැහැ. Right? මේ week එකේ homework විදිහට ඔයා මේ exercise එක කරන්න. Do this entire exercise. Okay? And next week only, I will send you the worksheet for the third lesson. And next week, we'll be starting the first lesson, unit 1. Right? Give me 1 second. Okay. Before we end the class, do you all have any questions or anything that you didn't understand from today? Because today we finished a lesson. So if you have any questions,
Next week we start lesson number 1.
yes, next week we start lesson 1.
Have to copy down the note or get a
No,
printout.
no, 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 no. Don't copy the note. It's a waste of time. But මෙහෙම I think මම ඉව්වේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට print out එක ගන්න. සමහර අය කැමතිනේ ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ handwriting එකෙන්ම ලියන්න because some people prefer to study from their handwriting. ඒ මොනේ නම් ඉතින් ඒක ලියන්න, but I think that's going to be such a waste of time, right? So ඇත්තටම biology වලට මම ගන්න notes එවන්න හේතුව physical class එක හිටියා නම් I will give the note. I will print it out and give it to you, but we are in an online class now, so my only choice is to send you the note. And what I'm expecting is for you to take a printout just because it saves time for both of us, right? But in case you have any situation where you prefer writing the note, then it's up to you. But I feel like that will be slightly pointless, okay? Better to take a printout, it's easier. Okay. Anything else? Lasas, any other questions or anything that you want to clarify? We finished lesson also, no?
Teacher.
No. Tenuli?
No.
Alright. Seneth? Dinuki?
No, teacher.
Mayumdi?
No, miss.
Alright. Seneth, no. Okay. So, with that, we'll end the class. එතකොට ඔයගලන්ට unit 3 එකේ දැන් අපි ඉවර කරපු lesson එකේ there's an entire exercise which you can do. It's quite a lengthy exercise. So ඔයගලන්ට worksheet එක නැහැ කියලා කිසිම අඩුවක් දැනෙන්නේ නැහැ because it's a lengthy exercise and you must do it and come with the answers next week. So next week, as I said, 7 to 10. Yeah, that's all. එහෙනම් ළමයි අපි next Saturday හම්බෙමු. Good night and have a great weekend.
Bye, teacher. Have a nice day.
Thank you, miss, and good night.
Teacher.
Okay, bye.